How you going, guys? Right, it's been a while since I've done actually done a video. I've got a couple of videos I actually still got to put up on YouTube, but I just haven't been so busy. I haven't had time to even try and get them up on YouTube, and I haven't been out here, well, really out here to do anything for probably a good close to a couple of 3 weeks. So I actually was hoping I was going to be sort of almost ready to paint by now, but just work and everything else. It's just sort of got too busy, and I've sort of stalled, I suppose. Just not enough time in the day. And by the time I work all Saturday as well, by the time it gets to Sunday, all I want to do is sort of just sit back and relax for a while. I might have come out here for an hour or something, and just done a little bit here and there, but basically, I think the last videos I made was I bought this U-pole dolphin glaze, and started using it just to fix up some pinholes and some doors, and I think I've done a couple of wee small imperfections, like in the base filler and bits and pieces where I primed and it just wasn't quite enough material to sand out. I still haven't even got this re-primed yet. Because basically the weather's been sort of so hickledy-pickledy, and when it's really fine, I'm so flat out and busy. I haven't even had time to get in here and do anything. But anyway, I've been tidying up just over the last sort of couple of weeks. Anyway, just when I can, I've come out here and just done a little bits and pieces, and I just finished sort of tidying up just all the little imperfections around where this has been all repaired, because like I'd cut pieces out of these and bits and pieces, as you probably know, when you look way back. So I've just been tidying up these edges, and I've put a little bit of that putty in just in the corners, just to help fix up any little bits and pieces that hadn't filled in properly and when sanded out. And I've cleaned out these couple of holes. I could probably tidy that up a little bit better, but the badge is going to cover that. Now I can probably tidy that up a little bit better than that, but I'm not going to get too fussy. So it's sort of about where we're at. So I've sort of just been tidying up any little bits and marks and anything I wasn't happy with. I discovered when I was sort of just giving this a bit of a general sand back, it's a bit of a low spot in there that I'd sort of missed. So I put a little bit of that. I've smeared a skim in there, and I'm going to have to put another one in there just to, for some reason these are just a little bit of a hump and hollow. But this is the one that was actually real crunched in here. So whether that's affected that originally, I don't know. But it was high here and here and low through here. So, but it's not bad now. These are just a few little low marks that just need a little smear of that stuff instead of mixing up a whole heap of bog or filler. In this nose piece where it had been knocked in, I had that a little bit flat, so I've put quite a thick smear in there, and I'm just going to let it dry for a little bit longer before I sand it out. I might actually put it back on the car and see if I can get it a little bit better shape, just where I'm a bit happier. And there was a couple of little marks in here that I filled in. But we're getting there. I haven't really done a lot more else in here. I'm sort of just started. I thought may as well, I got everything all off here. I'll go start dialing out. There was a couple little shallow dints in here and bits and pieces. I'm just going to straighten this out a little bit, and we'll give this a good sort of scuff back and try and get rid of some of these, worse these scratches and marks and chips and stuff. So when we spray it looks a bit tidier. And I'm going to try and flatten this out a bit better. So again, when I paint, I might put I've got a little bit more filler and stuff to smear in around here in spots. So it's not going to hurt any if I just put a light skim through there and try to just flatten them out a little bit. Like it doesn't have to be perfect, but I just want to make it a little bit tidier. And I just got my partner where it's put it. I should just remove the grill from that sort of support panel. We've got it outside with some oven cleaner on it, trying to eat away all the gunge and stuff like that. and we'll give that a hose off later with some high pressure and clean it up, and that'll help get rid of any of that cheap black paint that was probably on it. It'll probably lift all that too. So, and then we can give that a scuff up and sort of a tidy up, so we can paint that. I'll either paint it body colour, or I'll spray them behind all the headlights and everything black. But we'll see how we go. It might end up body colour because it's sort of up in here. Look, it's up in here, so it's sort of seen. So when you open the bonnet, it's all one colour. That's probably where that'll end up. Like maybe that little support bracket at the bottom of it there, that might end up black, but the main top piece will, where the bonnet locks in, that'll probably be body colour, I'm guessing, at this stage. Now that's all final things we'll sort out when we get there. So that's about it. So at this stage, I haven't really done a lot else. I tidied up a few little marks and a couple of doors. I haven't got back to the rest of them. I've just given this dash a bit of a scuff back, and I'm going to put a bit of filler in some of these marks and little dings and stuff like that, just to smooth that out a bit better, and just sort of give it a general go over and make sure it's looking okay for when we get to frying, paint and prime for that too. Because as I probably said, I think one of the videos, that I'm going to paint it body colour. What else can I tell you? I got my spray gun from the UK. I would show you, but we've wrapped it up as a Christmas present, just because we're a bit short of money and we want something for me to open in front of the little fella. So I'll get that in a few days, and I'll give it I'll have a wee play with it. I'm actually going to turn this little fridge here. It doesn't go anymore. I just picked it up for nothing, but I'm going to turn it into a what do you call it? A chili bin, an esky, an ice box, depending on which part of the world you're in. So I'm going to sit it on its back, and I'm going to take all the guts and everything out of it, except for the main liner of the fridge, if you know what I mean, and plug all the holes up with some sort of silicone, and then I'm going to give it a scuff. And up here in this crappy old can, I think it's just some, it's not enamel, I think it's lacquer, just straight yellow lacquer. I think it's just actually a straight tinter. I got a sneaking suspicion it's straight tinter. I actually got it years ago when I had a Valiant charger, and I was going to play around and see what I thought for the colour when I sort of got closer to body paint, because I was thinking about painting it yellow. And hence a couple of years later my mate painted his yellow. So I never got that far. So I might paint that yellow just to test out my new gun. Like generally, like I had a quick look at it, and it looks really good. I'm really wrapped with the quality of it. Just at first glance, like everything looks really nice, and as I said, you can get a minigun version of it, and you can get right out to 2.5 mil. You can get right out to a 2.5 mil tip, which would be excellent for spraying this anti-chip coating. I think that would go through that 2.5 mil, probably even go through the 1.9. But that 2.5 mil, you could just about probably straight through, spray it without even thinning it down with like a little bit of thinners. Not thinners, a meth. So thin that with a bit of meth, or you can even do it with a bit of water. It says on there. So like, I want to eventually do that underneath the car. So at some point, I'm hoping my old man has been talking about getting a 2-post hoist to go on his. He's got quite a big shed. It's about 12 metres by 12 metres, and it's it's high enough to get a big RV camper van type sort of thing. It's a big high top Fiat, like fully fiberglass bodied thing. Like it's basically one of those Fiat sort of cargo van fronts, and the rest of it's like an all big moulded body. Like, and it's, I don't know, it's over 3 metres high anyway, or it'd be close to it. And if it's a neat piece of piss, so like he's got plenty of height that he can put a 2-post hoist in there. So if he ever does that, I want to texture coat the whole underneath this car, give it a clean up. I'd like to do that. somehow, like I could probably tip the car up on its side somehow and get underneath there and clean it up and probably do it in here or something like that, but it's going to be bloody awkward. So eventually, that's probably what I'll do, is I'll get a 2.5mm tip for it, something that I can spray it, nicely, without getting it thick all over the place and thin in places. I can spray it a nice even, consistency, instead of trying to spray it through some of those like underbody seal guns and stuff like that. They're a bit average to spray with. And I've seen a guy on YouTube from Old Time Garage do the same thing. He's got a real big fat tip to spray that sort of stuff through. I'm not sure what size it is, but it's getting right up there, if you know what I mean. Like, I think he did say, but it's been that long since I've seen that video. And he was doing the same sort of thing, spraying underneath it and painting over top of it. And, it looks really smart, like without going to full-on body work and, spending hundreds of hours underneath the car. It just cleans everything else nice up. Give it a bit of a straighten up with a dolly and hammer and everything, and give it a coat of that and clean all the shit off first. But you end up with a nice presentable car underneath, should I say. If you want to take it to the odd road show or something like that and somebody climbs underneath, oh yeah, it's nice and tidy underneath. That's all I want. And then it gives it some good protection, protects from the weather and the road and the grime, and you can give it a decent wash off, and most shit will run off from underneath if you want to get that fussy occasionally. So that's about it at this stage. So I'm just trying to have a wee tidy out with some of this filler I put around the doors and stuff and up around the fronts of the guards. I'm just going to give that a bit of a clean up in a few places so I can bolt these guards back on. Because I'm almost at the stage where I probably don't really need to take them off or on again. I'm probably got just a little bit of finishing on those edges that come up in the engine bay. But we're not far away with those. Probably won't be the last time it'll be off, but it'll be close to it, if you know what I mean. But I want to put them back on so they're not sitting around and going to get knocked over or anything like that, since I'm getting real close with them now. I think a couple of weeks ago I came out here and sort of finished the worst of it off, and I've just been tidying little bits up as I've had an hour or two after work or something like that. But most of the time I've been starting at 6 o'clock in the morning and get home at 8 o'clock at night. So we'll leave it at that, and get back to you later.